Hey team, cheap gloves, expensive gloves, beginner gloves, advanced gloves, or is it actually the other way around? Let's have a look at this and look at which gloves you should be using. First off, just let me apologise for a bit of a croaky voice. Welcome back to the channel, by the way. I had 30 fights over the weekend to corner and I'm done screaming, so my voice box is a little bit gone. Right, so gloves. Let's take a look at these. Bag gloves. Literally cheapest glove on the market. You can buy more expensive bag gloves, but I think back in the day, I've had these a while, they were about 12 British pounds, okay? Very, very thin padding, no wrist support whatsoever. You know, you could turn around and say they're useless. What you actually want is more expensive gloves. These, middle of the range, you can get a lot more expensive than these. These are lace-ups, but for me personally, these are the most comfortable gloves that fit my hand in years. And I love training with these. However, would they be considered more of a beginner glove? Why do I say that? Well, they have got lots of wrist support. They have got lots of padding. Does that mean that I could potentially be doing my technique wrong though? Because there's no, really, as long as I've got my hands wrapped, not that much implication. Should I get my punch wrong, I'm not going to roll my wrist. I'm not going to damage my hands if I've hit it slightly wrong or I've got my wrist bent on a punch. I'm not really going to damage my hands too much. So does that promote good quality technique? In my opinion, and it is just my opinion, the answer is no. Therefore, bear with me, does that make this very, very beginner cheap glove actually for the more advanced boxer? In my opinion, yes. Simply because if I'm using one of these, I can't hit a heavy bag overly hard with them. Bear in mind I'm old, weak and fragile these days. But if I look at the padding, yeah, there's nothing, absolutely nothing. So if I hit a bag really, really, really hard with these, I'm probably going to injure my hand. I don't even wear wraps with these. I honestly don't. I just train with them on from there. What does it force me to do? It forces me to work on technique over power. Yeah, therefore, I'm getting better at boxing. I can't go hell for leather at it. There's no wrist support. Literally no wrist support. That's a bad thing, right? Not necessarily. It's going to make your punches nice and technically correct. Also, what I do like about these bag gloves, the fact that you can move your thumb, i.e. I can make a proper fist. Yeah, you can't do that with the more, let's say, technically advanced gloves. You know, because the thumb is attached, you've always got this type of fist going on. You cannot make a proper fist. So while, yes, other gloves, that as science has progressed, we've got more padding, yes, they are considered more advanced. And great for a beginner. You don't want to go spend hundreds and hundreds of pounds or dollars or whatever it is in your country on them gloves as a beginner. At the same time, I don't recommend these cheap gloves for beginners. I recommend them for more advanced people. You can't argue with the greats. You look back at Joe Louis, Muhammad Ali, people like they only hit bags in these gloves. There's a reason for that. I do not recommend these type of gloves for people who are now starting boxing. If you want to improve your boxing, get a pair of bag gloves, 100%. Don't go on your bag as hard as you can. It's going to hurt you. Work on your technique. First thing you'll probably do, I always say this on this channel. I always say work technique over power, and as beginners, we always don't work technique over power. We always and try and hit something really, really hard. You're only going to do that a few times with these gloves on, and it'll do you one of two things will happen. You'll go, oh, I'm never using them again, they're useless. Or you'll go, all right, I need to actually get my technique better and work my punches better. Let's just have a look on a bag, a couple of things that could go right, could go wrong with each glove. So unfortunately, I am still suffering with this slip disc, although it's much better than it was, so I still can't go 100%. So again, these are literally my personal favourite gloves. As soon as these ones are done, I'm going to get another pair. They are lace ups, hence they're taped up as well. But I can hit this bag as hard as I want to, and I'm probably not going to suffer any consequences from bad technique. With this particular bag, what I've chosen this one, I actually need to undo this and take the packing out and repack it, because there's a hard spot right here. So if I'm working that body shot from a southpaw, there it is, right there. If I'm working the southpaw position and I throw that body shot with ill intentions, it's probably not going to hurt me. Didn't feel a thing. There is a real hard spot in this bag. Yeah, I can hit that nice and hard, or as hard as I can at the moment with a slip disc. Not a problem. I absolutely 100% cannot do that with those little bag gloves on. It will kill my hand. I probably won't be able to box for a few weeks, even though I can't box for a few weeks at the moment anyway. But yes, with these gloves, look, here's me bending my wrist. That's me bending my wrist. So if I'm throwing a punch with really bad technique, chances of me injuring myself are quite small. And what do we do as a beginner? You know, we should be working on getting our techniques, but there's a chance you're probably throwing bad technique in here. I'm not saying you are doing that, but limited chances of damaging myself. So I can kind of let my hands go a little tiny bit with these gloves on. That's good. However, let's look at the bag gloves. So, little lightweight bag gloves. There's that hard spot. I am not going to do this to prove a point, but I'm going to hit it a little bit hard. Nowhere near as hard as I hit the last one. I'm actually a bit scared to do it. Yeah, I ain't doing that any harder at all. Got no hand wraps on or anything. So if I want to work this bag, I have to concentrate on more technique than just going through. If I throw a hook and my elbow's high, I am going to roll my, you can see that, look. I'm going to roll my wrist. That's really, really going to hurt. So I have to make sure that I have a good structure behind the punch. So I would say these are for more advanced boxers. Although I believe you should get a set of cheap bag gloves and work your technique instead of just going on your bag and parry. It's going to improve your boxing. I know these are made by the same company. Of course, the other thing that people have is the Velcro wrap style. And of course, why wouldn't you? They're easy to get on, easy to get off. I do like lace ups, you know, they're my favorite, but as you can see, I've got my laces done up and taped up. And when I've got hand wraps on, I have to get someone to put them on for me. So if I've got to constantly take my gloves on and off, that's hard work. Whereby with Velcro, you can obviously do it yourself. Here's a little top tip from me. I call this a double wrap. Goes over and on top. That will always give you more wrist support than the type of ones that just, imagine that Velcro stops there and just lace up on the bottom. They don't offer much wrist support. But for everyday training, where you've got to take your gloves on and off, 100% set of Velcro gloves. I use these more than anything. If I'm doing my big 15 round workout, it's normally these I put on. If I'm just throwing gloves on and off, it's these. But I do like to train in my bag gloves as well. For me, 3 types of glove. You want your light gloves. If you're sparring, you want some 16s. Don't spar in anything other than 16-ounce gloves. You've got to protect your partner as well. But I will normally switch between everyday gloves, big workout gloves, and if I want to work my technique, I'll look at my little bag gloves as well. So as always, ended up in Coach's Corner. So yes, these are my rotation, really. I have a couple of other pairs that I use as well because I obviously do this every single day and gloves get wet. So I do rotate through, but I basically use lace-ups when I'm doing my big workouts, an everyday set of gloves with just some Velcro on it. Don't be afraid to use these. I swear they will make your boxing better. Be careful. I personally, everyone consider these a novice, beginner, entry-level glove. Change your thinking. They will make you better. You have to actually strike cleaner, faster, and with better technique than what you do with these. These are forgiving. You can get away with more stuff than what you can. Therefore, you could actually build up worse technique because you build muscle memory. Remember, practice doesn't make perfect. Perfect practice makes perfect. Okay, and you have to practice perfectly in these. Back off your power, concentrate on your technique, and use these. Thumb moves, thumb doesn't move. Yeah, that's fixed in a position. You can make a proper fist with these. You can't make a proper fist with them. So, for me, all three. Rotate through. Get one set of gloves drying. Don't forget to use these though. If you have got a pair of these, let me know in the comments what you think. And whether this has changed your perspective. A lot of people I know will start off with these and throw them away and go get themselves some expensive gloves. They'll change your boxing, 100%. Let me know what you think in the comments. Till next time, train safe, train hard, and I'll see you soon.